Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to T2R Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check T2Radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at T2 Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm David. This is T2 Radio Soaps and Review, and I'm here with Candace. Can you hear me, Candace? Candace? Oh, we have a connection problem. Hold on. Candace? Candace Mack? Oh, we got some technical issues going on here. Candace, can you hear me? I can't hear you, though. Okay, hold on. We're having a little technical issue. Hold on. Candace?
Hello?
Candace? Oh, there you are.
Hello? Yeah.
Hi, Candace?
Hello. Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you made it down to the wire. It's just Candace and I tonight. Vinny has to go to bed early because he's got to be up early. Anthony's away. Pam is on an appointment, and it's you and I are holding the fort tonight.
Oh, okay.
But we can do it. We can do it. You want to start off with the news?
Let's see here. Bear with me, folks. Teacher's life. So there was some news that just happened not too long ago. Joseph Hardy, I got some of you guys know who he is, just based off of that alone. He was a soap writer, extraordinaire, executive producer of a little show, Ryan's Hope, and as well as Loving, among some other soaps. He passed away at 98 years old, I believe. Our thoughts and prayers goes out to him. I want to say 98. Want to make sure that before anything else is said. So, so we lost him. And yesterday was the anniversary of actually Ryan's Hope, which a lot of people do not. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. 95 years old. 95 years old. He did Ryan's Hope, General Hospital, Loving. He did Broadway. And so, yes, he passed away. Yesterday was Ryan's Hope's anniversary of the first time that it came on ABC. David, did you watch Ryan's Hope?
I have to say that I was not quite the follower of Ryan's Hope as I would have liked to have been.
Okay. I will say the only way I got into it was obviously ABC. For those who have read the book, I want to put that out there. There's a book about Ryan's Hope. You can go ahead on Amazon and actually get it, or go to your local bookstore. It's sort of a oral history of Ryan's Hope with some of the actors, including Joseph, I believe, also in there. That was telling you their side of, the story about the show and the history of the show, as well as how ABC, we're going to drop some tea real quick, how if you wasn't a Agnes Nixon soap, you didn't get a lot of play time in the sense of the time slots being sold out to the affiliates, and that's kind of what happened. That's actually how I actually watched Ryan's Hope because of the ABC affiliate. Normally it would come on like around, depending on the market you was in, 12:30 or 1 o'clock. For me, I watched it on Channel 50 at DC. Shout out to y'all guys. And it was like 11:30 if I wasn't at school, obviously. But that's how I actually got to see Ryan's Hope. So, but Ryan's Hope, here's thing. They did win some Emmys, but the one thing that show really had, shout out to Claire Levine for writing this, you didn't really need a budget to tell good stories.
I got the feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it was loosely based on the Irish family, the Ryans, who had the Ryans bar in New York, and used to follow through of the family, of the dynamics. But again, you did not need $1 billion as long as you had good storytelling, and that's actually what Ryan's Hope's legacy is that it was very family oriented and it was very close knit. And yeah, I mean, there were some years that they kind of went over the top, but at the end of the day, they had really good storytelling. So shout out to you guys, Ryan's Hope. And yes, Ryan's Hope still is, and here's the thing, Ryan's Hope is still technically, we still do have a descendant from Ryan's Hope.
Yes, we do.
Currently on ABC, they actually did this. Ava Jerome, played by the fabulous Maura West. Her character is Delia Ryan Coleridge's, Coleridge, I think it was that, daughter. That's Delia's daughter. So ABC managed to do that. So we are seeing a continuation, sort of somewhat, with the next wave of Ryan's Hope if they ever decided to bring it back on television. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, last week, this made some people feel a certain type of way. It's been 25 years since on NBC Daytime, a little show named Passions came on the air.
Yep. I did catch that here and there, too.
Yeah, which, if you're doing the math, that was the last American soap to come out, was Passions. Obviously, Passions was canceled, but with Passions, a lot of people may not know that it has won an Emmy. It also did it did break a lot of stereotypes. It did garner a popularity, and they do have the credits of the first. Well, there's a couple first, folks. Passions had the first after show of a soap.
They did, yes. I remember catching that on YouTube. Yeah.
Well, it was on Direct TV. It was on the 101.
DirecTV.
Yeah. It also is the first soap to really cross over into the mainstream of cable. It was from NBC to Direct.
Ahead of its time.
If we're going to go there, we're going to do this. NBC to the Sci-Fi Network to the 101 to iTunes. They were the first.
Wait,
they were the. Yeah.
I forgot the Sci-Fi Network.
Yep, they were the first. They were the first to obviously do a lot of things. So shout out to you, Passion. It's been 25 years, and it made us feel a certain type of way. And if you ask anybody, that show was, it was a lot.
Yep.
But we got to remember who created the show. Yeah, they took chances, and it was geared to the younger, demo. I mean, I'm going to be honest, because it feels like I can remember all of this as if it happened yesterday. That's the crazy part. Because when they announced that Passions was coming, obviously it was going to take the place of Another World. And a lot of people was not happy about that. They was like, what in the world?
I can imagine.
But also at the same time, the reason for Passions is because of what Days of Our Lives did years before, because James Riley, shout out to you, James, he did this thing on Days of Our Lives. Y'all might have heard about it. The Possession and the Buried Alive. And you got to remember, those were two popular storylines for Days of Our Lives at that time. That's actually brought in viewers. Yeah, so, if y'all don't believe that, take a look. People tuned in to see Carly being buried alive, one, and two, to see Marlena being possessed by the devil on Days of Our Lives, because it was, at that time period, I mean, you did have supernatural stuff or soaps, obviously, but there was this point where, and we say this all the time, each soap sometimes has to do something to separate from other soaps instead of doing the same old. Days of Our Lives was that
stick their head out of the sand.
Right. Because if you think about it, Don Light had, you got to think about the time period too. Don Light had Reva and her clone, right? Yeah. Y'all remember that. Y'all know on Santa Barbara, there was a couple things going on at that show. The letter C. Okay.
The letters C,
Right. You had The Loving Murders, which, to this day, nobody can top that. I'm sorry. Nobody. So you did have, the shows trying to separate, especially during that was, quote-unquote, the changing of the TV viewership, because we were on the cusp of reality TV with The Real World and A Current Affair, for those who remember that show, and Hard Copy. And then there was this thing of an O.J. Simpson trial and all that stuff. So these shows were trying to do something. So Days of Our Lives and James B. Riley's popularity, it garnered NBC to say, hey, can you do that again? Can you do that? So because of the devil stuff and all that jazz, that's where Passions comes in at. And like I said, Passions was that show. So 25 years. 25 years. That makes people feel a certain type of way. Okay.
A lot to take in.
Let me see. I think the other big news is about the upcoming, I have to do this because due to contract negotiations, I'm joking, there's no contract negotiations here. There's this show called Santa Barbara.
Yes.
David, did you ever watch that? Did you watch that show?
I did watch it.
Okay.
Yep.
So did my mom. So it is with great honor that I announced this. You guys probably had heard that there's cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross your tongue, and all that jazz. That Santa Barbara will be coming to a streaming service pretty soon. They're working on getting a lot of, licensing and everything to gear it up. Okay. Music. Now, what you probably had heard was that, obviously, and this is crazy because it's coming up, July 30th, 1984 is when the show premiered, which was 40 years ago, right? Okay. On August 2nd, Friday, August 2nd, at Colonial Theater in Burbank, California, the stars will be out. The stars will be out to shine. You ready for this, David? Are you ready to hear this?
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Oh, hold on.
Okay. See, look, so much news right there. So while David's going, I can go ahead and do this. So pretty much August 2nd, which is actually the weekend of General Hospital Fan Club weekend for those who are born, the gang's getting back together. Pretty much what they've done is they got, when I say the who's who of Santa Barbara's history to attend to this, I'm not even freaking lying. August 2nd is the 40th anniversary reunion of Santa Barbara. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, who's going to be there, Candace? Like, who is going to be there? David, right? Isn't that what you wanted to know?
Yes, I do.
You want to know who's going to be there? Okay, so let me break it down to you. So you're going to have the co-creator of the show, Mr. Jerome Dobson, the Emmy Award Golden Award winner. He's going to be there, okay? You're probably saying, who else, Candace? Who else? Well, there's this lady who in January.
Would it be Nancy?
Wait a minute, hold on. I got to do this. I got to build this up because I'm being told I got to do it. There's this lady who in January, her soap opera is going to be coming out on CBS called The Gates. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Von Jean will be there in attendance. And then, by the way, I'm reading the list. Things scheduled to change, okay? We also have, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got these. We also have Tom Racina, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Racina will be there. Yes. Mm-hmm. Christopher Dunn will be there. Tony Morrell will be there. And some others as well for the writing. Now, you want to know who's going to be there. You want to know which actors are going to be there. Well, let's start out with one of the super couples that doesn't get enough flowers, but I give it to them all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Eden and Cruz will be there. Emmy Award winners, A. Martinez and Marcy Walker.
All right.
They got Marcy, y'all. Hold up. We're not done yet. We also have the other super couple of Santa Barbara, both the recast and the original. Along with Nancy Lee Braun, we have Gordon Thompson and Lane Davis. We also have Louise Sorrell, Judy McCormick. We have Robin Maxson. We have, oh, God, there's so many names here. Forgive me. We have Robert Newman. A lot of people forgot. Robert Newman was on Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
now,
he was.
No word yet. There's no word yet if it's confirmed or not, but Kim Zimmer was on the list, so we'll see about that. We also have Vincent Irizarry, Allie Walker,
Scott Clark,
Peter Love. Yeah, we have Terry Davis. We have Miranda Wilson. We have Ryan Wilson, no relation to Robert Scott Wilson. Well, could be. Richard Eden. We have Joseph Bottoms and more. For more details, go to eventbrite.com, Santa Barbara 40th, and hopefully we'll see you there. So there you go. Okay, Crystal, I did it.
All right.
And I will tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. The event is from 5 p.m. Eastern, Pacific. They're going to have a cocktail reception, a red carpet arrival. They're going to have a panel discussion and then a meet and greet. I will say that prices are very expensive. And I'm going to be honest, this is can't afford to miss event. And if you do, I'm going to double check this too. I'm going to see if they're going to live stream it for certain parts, because I do feel as though this is a big milestone. Because this is, I believe, other than the Santa Barbara cruise a couple of years ago, this is probably the biggest Santa Barbara event to date, especially when you still have one half of the creators of the show, some of the writers, and some of the actors. And I will say that this is going to be a treat. And I can't wait to see pictures and all that jazz. And if anybody can take a picture with Tom Racina and Michelle, can y'all send it my way? Thank you. I could flex a little bit and be like, hey, but yeah, make sure you guys, life has it. That's all I got to say. But, check that out. And also, like I said, that weekend is also General Hospital Fan Club weekend. For more details on that, go to Debbie O'Connor on Facebook and ask about that. Tickets are selling out quickly for the General Hospital event as well. And also gearing up, I'm just going to do all the fan events. Might as well, right? Okay. And also, come October is Daytime Stars and Stripes, hosted by Michael O'Leary and Liz Kiefer with Don Light, All My Children, as well as One Life to Live alums. Some people from probably this show called Forever and a Day will be there. I don't know. And then in November is the Day of Days event that is free in California. But here's the deal. You got to get your own plane ticket and your own hotel because they're not paying for it.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
You're not paying for that.
Nope, that's up to you. But the event is free.
That's nice to know because I always wanted to go to Day of Days.
I might go. I might actually go.
I know you've been to all of them. I can't do that. I wish I could.
Let me see. Have I? Yeah, I think they. I mean, I would love to go to the Santa Barbara event.
I bet you that's a pretty penny.
Yeah. So if anybody would like to, donate to T2R income. So, all right.
All right. Where do you want to begin there, Mrs.?
I mean, well, I mean, we might as well go ahead and do Days of Our Lives.
All right.
Because it's a lot to take in.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to start out with these topics. So obviously, with Johnny and Chanel, they suffered a miscarriage. It was a genetic tracker, meaning it's something within the system of either or. It could have been Johnny's side of the genetics or Chanel's. But Paulina is not responsible for this.
Paulina is not responsible.
Right. So,
what was
we
it
had
called?
Chanel.
A partial molar pregnancy, if I'm right.
Right.
I have to tell you, my sister-in-law had that. Years ago, when, right after my nephew was born, she thought she was pregnant, and she had something along those lines. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name exactly, but, the results were the same. I mean, the baby wasn't viable.
Right.
But what are the odds? What are the odds that Paulina could have been the problem?
Okay, so here's what Candace feels about this storyline. I understand that, one, this was a storyline that happened during the writer's strike. Okay?
Yeah, okay, so this was...
And that, right, that, Ron came back, right, and all that jazz. Okay, I totally understand that. However, I feel as though there's a couple of ways I'm looking at it, and I said this last night on Soul Party, is that, to me, I don't think that they should have went the miscarriage route, considering that there has been a pattern with the show of
about
a lot of the people losing babies. Right. I understand, to some, people said, oh, it's because, they're young, they shouldn't have that, but this is where I'm going to differentiate. Johnny and Chanel, to me, has established themselves as a couple as well as individuals who can actually go ahead and do it. And the reason I say that is we have been on a journey with these two versus, okay, they just got together, bam, wham, they got a baby. Like, we've actually put some interest into this couple. To me, having the baby, right, well, not even having, like, obviously it was a surprise. and that happens with the surprise pregnancies. However, at the same time, we also had Paulina jeopardizing not only her health, but also Chanel because she was exposed to the radiation. This is where the story got a little interesting because now, even though Chanel didn't know at the time, it was exposure to her as well as to the unborn child.
That's where I lost my way a little bit because we found out she was pregnant after she was exposed.
After the exposure, right. So then when they said, there could be a possibility of a child, having Down syndrome and stuff, this is actually sort of mirroring the image of what they did at General Hospital with Carly and her pregnancy. You went ahead and you said that, but Dave also brought in Felicity, the young girl that has Down syndrome and stuff. So I'm thinking, this is just me as being a fan and a writer, okay, you guys? I'm thinking, okay, they brought this character on so that way Chanel and Johnny can see that not everything is bad. That Felicity is going to kind of be their guidance a little bit when it comes down to it. I also thought that Chanel and Paulina, look, I like Paulina and Chanel, but at the same time, Chanel being mad at Paulina for the exposure and stuff was a reasonable choice. She's mad. Even though Paulina is like, but that was my baby. It's sort of a parent, you have to make a decision that your child is not going to like. At the same time, you have Johnny's side. Johnny wasn't really talking too much. Then you do have EJ, and I know a lot of people said EJ was in the wrong for this, but EJ was sort of kind of in the right of the fact of he was voicing his opinion as a parent too of, do you want to go through all of that? Do you want to, it's more to do with this child than this child. There's more at stake. Your emotions, because things can get really heated real quickly when it happens like that. I thought Dave played those beats, and then all of a sudden it was like 1 minute they're upset, they're mad. Next thing you know, it's a Hallmark movie. You're like, oh, sorry, mommy. I feel as though something dropped. And regardless if Ron and Dom didn't want the child, I still feel as though there should have been something else. Again, this happened. This is not a made-up thing that they said. But I was just like, well, that's interesting. So now my question, because they made sure to say it's generic, it's a genetic, thing. What are you going to do to Chanel? Right, but my whole thing was, what are they going to do to Chanel? Is this going to not have her be able to carry, or was she exposed to it? Because I've been saying, I said that a couple of times. I said, why do I think Chanel was more in jeopardy than that unborn baby?
Oh, that's
I know you, Ron and Jamie and Ron and all of them listening to the show. Y'all know I'm on y'all.
You're thinking about it. Well, let me tell you, I spoke to Carson about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I was?
Well, how about you tell our listeners where you were, because some people don't know.
Okay, so I was at the Day Players concert in my area, which we never get anything, which is 20 minutes from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
We never get, this is a big thing, and we packed the house, and we got, so along with the meet and greet and all of that, Carson was my first stop, so, and I told him I was so hoping that he and Chanel would and have a special needs child, because I saw it that way. I said, why bring Felicity on if this is not going to be the thing? And he was a little uncomfortable talking about it.
Okay.
He says, well, they just went in another direction. That's what he told me. But I guess, sometimes when you bring it up, well, my perception is he was hoping that she didn't lose it.
Right.
Maybe he didn't know, or maybe he didn't know if that had aired yet. And he couldn't say much. Maybe that could be that too.
That's true.
And maybe he just didn't want to say much.
Right. It's totally understandable, but it's just one of those. It was interesting to see that this week. But now we have to see what happens next. But I will say this: Carson and Raven. I've been saying this from jump. Get your Emmy reels together and put last week's episode on, because I see you, and I see you. I see it. So, okay. So then we have, this is going to, okay, Candace, suck it up. Romance is in the air. It's summertime. School's out. School's out for summer. And then we have the romance between Holly and Tate. Two kids torn from being together because of their parents' history, deep-rooted history in Salem, and also some other jazz. But don't fret, my pet, because we have Sophia, who may or may not been seeing them kissing on the side and trying to stir the pot.
Oh,
all right, then, what
you think that was Sophia?
Oh, yeah.
I was watching them in the... I was thinking Connie, but we'll get to her in a minute. But I saw in the promo it says, "Please don't tell my parents." So So you're saying that might have been he was talking to Sophia?
They do.
I have to tell you, I like the nothing with the actors, but this pairing just come out of behind the rocks. I mean, there was no build-up for them. So I don't find myself rooting for either one because I don't know where the tension is. It's just the Romeo and Juliet thing with Nicole and EJ and Brady and Teresa involved there, but that's all it is. There was no build-up. They weren't even together before the overdose. And then they just started calling. For me, I don't know about you, Candace, but for me, I didn't see much of it. I mean, maybe I was expecting a little more, but what are your thoughts?
Okay, so like I said, I appreciate Dave and GH and Young. Well, okay, I appreciate seeing the young folks, the teens, quote unquote. But here's my problem, Dave, and I think the reason for this is because of what's going on behind the scenes. I think this is actually one of the problems. Here's the deal. You couldn't do you couldn't do Nicole and Brady. You couldn't do the EJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of isolated Brady and Cole and put them on opposite sides. Okay. My problem is that Holly and Tate has not been established long enough for me to actually care if they're together or not. This isn't like, and I did use these people, okay? This isn't like a Gabby or a Nick or Gabby and, oh God, who else was Gabby with? With Stephon. This isn't Ben and Sierra. This isn't Sean and Belle. This isn't, Chloe and Philip or Brady. It's literally like, you literally put these two together within the last 6 months. Another problem is Dave. Y'all need to stop this because I think we're starting to get into a habit. At first I was like, yeah, but we are. You did this with Allie and with Trip of having the girl accuse the guy of something wrong. You wronged them, whether it was a sexual harassment, rape, or in this case, a drug, giving the girl drugs. And then you go ahead and you try to make them into a Romeo and Juliet type of couple. I'm sorry. Holly is the reason Tate went to jail.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel as though they shouldn't even go that route, but because again, it's Days of Our Lives, so you always have to have their parents couldn't get it together. We're going to be the ones to get it right, and we're going to get together. The problem is that nobody really cares. This is not anything towards the actors. It's really because the timing, the pacing of all of this is not good. Also, because flip side, we know that in a couple of weeks it's Ari's last week. This is her last month. There's something that was disconnected with Holly and Tate that kind of connects to the Nicole thing. However, all is not lost. That girl who plays Sophia, that's my girl. I like her. She's trouble. I like her. I like what they're doing with her. I said this last night, and I will say it again. She is and when I say this, I don't mean to the point where she was at last. She is Jan Spears. Go back to days, fans. Go back to the 90s, early 2000s, and you know what I'm talking about. Because the last crew had Jan Spears. You know what I'm talking about. And here's the irony. I kind of actually want her to be related to Jan Spears just so we can tie it all together.
That would have been something.
Right. So, and of course, Felicity and Tate's friends. Those are
Aaron.
For some reason, I feel so. I don't know if this is a decision or whatnot, but those three are the ones that I'm mostly engaged with. I really can't with Holly and Tate because to me, I just feel as though like I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all enough for me to be like, oh my God, I hope they get together. Oh my God, love will save the world. I can't do that. And I may not be able to. I may not even be that person. So, we'll see what happens with that. But, any thoughts about that?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I just, to me, like I said, it's I don't know what to say that, but apparently there's some people who like Tate and Holly out there, so, hey, shout out to you guys, but I mean, I know. So, okay, I'm like last night, right, so if you listen to so far or follow me on my Instagram and Twitter, you know that last week my heart was broken after the announcement was made that I did not see coming. This hurted me to the point that I took action on my Instagram page to the point that Days of Our Lives did see it and Ron Carvati in them as well. David, do you know that after 30-something years, our favorite soap opera got canceled?
How many?
After 30-something years.
After 36 years. Oh, my God, let me see.
After 30-something years, our favorite soap got canceled.
24.
You want to give up? You just want to say, oh, no.
Oh, no. Yep. Wait.
Yep. Body and Soul got canceled. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Body and Soul got canceled. Yep. I'm still
Don
thinking
is
off
doing
about
it again. He's doing it again.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing he did with Fraternity Row.
Well, okay, so let me kind of back it up because I'm kind of doing a whole tongue-in-cheek thing here. So it was discovered that one day, particularly Abe wanted to find out what was going on with Shaw Payne and them, and turned on and found out that Body and Soul was no longer on air because of get ready for the excuse, y'all, because the producers and the networks kind of came to blows. And so because of behind the scenes politics, the show was on its dying breath, unknown to a lot of people, right? Apparently, Soap Opera Digest knew about it because they was the one to report it. And Abe went on the message boards to find out what the heck happened. So basically, Abe and Kate are deciding to go ahead and try to put some back into Body and Soul. Will it work? Find out next week on Body and Soul if it comes back on. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now,
I think
right.
He's trying to do it again, isn't he?
And, okay, let me, because this, I had to break this down. Okay, first and foremost, I responded to this. When I say Days Well I really did respond back, they actually, responded back because I was doing exactly what us show fans do when we hear that our shows are in jeopardy of being canceled or has been canceled. The first thing we all do is we take a moment and we process the news. Then we go on social media. We try to find out if this is real or not because, there's so many rumors. Then you may listen to your favorite podcast, to find out if it's true or not, like T2R Radio, So Party, and all that jazz, right? Mm-hmm. Then it goes into waiting from the official word from the network or the producers, right? And then you guys know, you guys been down this road before. Okay, now I'm going to take it out of context. This is not about Days Well Lives, folks. I saw a lot of people saying, are they making fun about Days Well Lives? No. They're not. No, well, I'm going to say this. There was one particular factor that may have been connected. Yeah, that may have been connected to Days Well Lives. But for those who are a universal soap watcher, like David and myself and all of us, we know what Ron Carvati and Jamie Giddens and all of them was doing with Body and Soul. It is Fraternity Row. Or for those who watch One Life to Live, it was for those who don't know, Body and Soul and Fraternity Row and lots of love because that was John Rice soap within the soap. They kind of do like a tongue-in-cheek of the soap genre in the sense that they kind of pull from it. Now, Fraternity Row was mainly about Vicky's daughter, Megan. She was on a soap, stuff like that. And then, obviously, with Body and Soul, it was tongue-in-cheek and stuff. It was to be funny. There's a lot of truth to what was presented with Abe. Like he said, that show helped him through the hard times. We all can agree that these soaps have helped us through the hard times of our lives. He wants a new venture. He wants a new venture as far as his life goes, and so he's going to try to be an investor. Now, here's where, Dave, we need to talk. I understand that about Abe. I get it, because you are kind of disconnecting him from his normal, which I appreciate. However, what are y'all, I said this last night, what are you guys doing with Lauren Carslow? I'm dead serious.
Only?
I feel as though Kate should not be in this storyline, but she should be like down the street in Horton Square right about now. Because to me, that's where she needs to be at with this Samira mess that's going on. Okay. I thought it was, again, the fact that they did say producers and networks, obviously, y'all know. But at the same time, I was thinking was in Ron's head. And Ron, if I'm wrong, still come on T2R Radio and talk to us about it. But I kept saying, was this also the One Life to Live thing? Because, well, that's what happened too. Nonetheless, Body and Soul may or may not be coming back. Stay tuned for more details about this, but I'm not too happy about it because I had the theme song. And, I need to know what happens now because this is like Capital all over again. I need to know. I got to know what happens on Body and Soul. Like, you can't just leave a cliffhanger like that. What's wrong with you?
You're right. It is just like Capital. We don't know what happened.
Right. No. I'm still a little mad about that. So we got that. Now we got the real drama. The big drama is the truth is out there. I'm not talking about the X-Files. Gabriella. Oh, wait a minute. Let me backtrack. Okay, so we got Bobby, Everett, Jada, and Stephanie. GID is a real thing, apparently. I'm still shaking my head on this one. So,
I'm shaking my head, too.
Right. So Jada is telling Everett to stay put and let Bobby out, or is it the other way around? And Stephanie's like, just let him out, just let him out.
She's asking Bobby to let Everett out.
I don't care. One of the guys knows a little bit more to the secrets about like who set the house on fire and pretty much about who killed me, right? Okay, because all of you guys have been waiting all year round for this. Okay, so then, I can't even believe I'm about to say this. We solved the mystery of who killed me. Was it the butler? No. Was it Vivian, who I thought should have been the killer? No. Was it Stefan? No. It clearly wasn't Gabby. Was it the ghost of Mrs. Mueller? No. It was Connie.
God bless her.
Connie.
Oh, Connie. Now, is it I read up a little bit. Is she like a contest winner?
So she's a super fan who was supposed to be on the show many months ago, but because of things and whatnot, so it was like kind of like a guest spot. Mm-hmm. But it's Connie, y'all. Connie killed me.
I don't know what to say about that.
I can't even blame the writer's strike on this one. Now, some people believe that Lee is alive.
In her head right now.
At this point, let him say that because to me, this is one of those times again where I just shake my head because I'm just like, you could have had a really good story if it was Vivian who did it, because that would have caused Stefan and Gabby to have split hairs. Because remember, when Vivian was there, she said to Gabby, "My son will protect me at all costs." And Gabby is like, he's going to protect her. So could you imagine if it was Vivian who did it? Her son covers it up, has Gabby go to jail for a year, right? Geez. Being separated, falsely accused and also separated from her daughter yet again. She comes back to find out that Vivian did it and that the love of her life is the one who covered it up and had her go to jail. Keep in mind, folks, Gabby does not know that her main love, also slept with Ava. That was your source.
That's right. That hasn't come out yet. That will.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though. I don't think...
It depends who's...
I feel so... you know what? That boat has passed by. Because we got something else that needs to be addressed. It's not going to matter because here's the deal. It will matter if this happens. So you got EJ over there being all like, exonerated Gabby and everything. He's now the DEA. He dropped out of the race and whatnot against Paulina and stuff like that because he wanted to take Melinda and say, girl, bye. But he's now the DA. So he's acting all happy and everything. And Gabby decides to go ahead and say, you know what? Everybody's about family. Everybody's about this, da-da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? Because Stephon told her that who Drew's biological father was. And Gabby was like, I promise not to say anything. But her and EJ got into it kind of. And then at the press conference in the Horton Square, of all places, not inside but outside, Nicole, among other people, was questioning what was going on. So then Gabby had said to Nicole, this has to do with you. And Nicole's like, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, Eric accepted a job in Paris for being a photographer. But anyway, back in the square. So Gabby was like saying, all this, like how, her being away from her kids, she doesn't want anybody else to go through that again. And she looked at Nicole, she was like, especially your kid. And that's when Nicole said, what are you talking about? And then Gabby had outed the truth that Eric, not EJ, was Jude's biological father.
She didn't waste any time.
No, she didn't. Okay. Now, I like to preface what I'm about to say into the fact of I see chemistry whenever I get a chance.
I heard you last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I need for them to do the Gabby EJ thing because here's the thing: you did tease it with Camilla and with Dan. Now we got the new young lady who, by the way, to me, she last week, I'm gonna be honest, her first week was a little rocky. Obviously, she's stepping into some big shoes. Last week, especially that scene with her being like all sassy and everything, I said, that's Gabby. That's Gabriela Hernandez. Samira. I said, I see it. I see something between her and Dan, and I do want the EJ Gabby thing to happen. Dave, I don't ask much from you. Because the thing is that I can see stuff, like if we're going to do a true Demira family storyline here, let's have it where you got Gabby and EJ hooking up, being the terrible people, stuff like that. I'm fine with it because, in all honesty, I've been having an issue with this. This is just me. Dan is a great actor. He can play the serious. He can play the charismatic. He's a great lead actor. The problem is you have not found a leading lady for him, like the stick, because Ari's leaving. She's gone.
Yeah.
Before that, you had Martha Madison with Bella and EJ. Yep. Obviously, EJ and Sammy, but you don't have Allison Sweeney, right? You could have gave me EJ and Jada, but that's a different story for another day. But you have had opportunities, and I just don't think, I don't really know, but to me, I would like to actually see Gabby and EJ. I want to see something. I want to see something first. So, so that's where I'm at.
Cherie has a different vibe than Camilla. And I like her vibe. I do. I appreciate her vibe.
I like her vibe because, look, we say this all the time. A recast changes a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
The style of which the original actor has had may be different with a recast. Because here's the thing, a lot of the recasts will say this. They try to be like the original because that's what the audience is accustomed to. But at some point, the recast has to put their own staple, their own mark on the character to make it their own. Again, yes, we know James Scott originated the original role of EJ, but Dan is EJ. Dan put his staple on that character, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it didn't take very long for that.
It really did. We take a look at Brandon. Brandon had probably perhaps the hardest task to do because we all know that Tyler Christopher and Missy Tyler originated that role. We know that Brandon came in as an emergency and, and it took a while. It did. And I'm not going to front. It took a while for him to really put his stamp on that character. Okay? Let's take a look at, oh God, who else? Marcy Miller. Marcy had a difficult task here, right? Okay.
Yep.
You take a look at, there's a lot of people on these shows, and I'm even going to go there. Tamara Braun probably perhaps had one of the most successful footsteps, made this character my own over in General Hospital as Carly, right? So it's like, and with Greg Vaughn and Eric Morsoff and Kyle Wilder, that's the thing. So right now when I'm seeing Harry, playing Gabby, first and foremost, I'm glad I don't see Camilla. And when I say that, it's actually a good, it's not a negative. If I could see the recast, right, if I could see the recast in that role versus the original, because sometimes there's times where we do that, where we'd be like, oh yeah, they're not doing this right. This scene, if it was such and such in this scene, because when they were playing the role, they would do this and this and this. I always say I give them at least the 6 months, because that's truly how long it takes for some recasts, not all, to take is 6 months, right? Because you got to adjust the writing to the character, to the actor, and whatnot. And there's been some people who day one will take it off. Jason Thompson is my day one. That's my day one. He took Billy Abbott day one. Okay. But so for me right now, I do see a change up if they go ahead and do each, because Cher and Dan have chemistry. Not saying Brandon and her don't, but I saw something that I didn't really see all the way with Camilla and Dan, if that makes sense. That's what I'm going to stick with. Yeah,
you see it more with Dan and Cherie than maybe with Dan and Camilla. I see something. I need more, though, for me to really say, okay, like I really do want Dave to kind of, when I say go there, the reason I'm saying this is because I want to see something. I want to see if I could be sold for them to be a pairing down the line, if that makes sense. Yeah. David, you still there? Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. What was I going to say? Okay, so we have the truth came out about that. Okay, let me just say this. Again, it's because of what's been going on behind the scenes. I know the baby reveal is supposed to have been really epic and powerful, and there was some good acting from Dan and Ari and from Greg and whatnot. I'm not, don't twist it. I just don't think I'm getting behind this because, again, we've gone through this before, but also because of behind the scenes.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about it?
Everyone is doing the best they can with what's been going on. And it's sad because it's a little flat for me.
Right.
Is it a little flat for you?
Yeah, that's why I can't get behind it.
They're doing the best. I know. Not that they're not having fun with it, but maybe because what's going on backstage is in their head.
Right.
Maybe that's
so.
it.
So we'll see what happens. And all that jazz. Where do you want to go at next, David?
Oh, let's do some Y&R.
Okay. This portion of Young and Restless is brought to you by Bourbon. There you go.
Bourbon?
Bourbon, yep, pretty much. So we have Adam and Chelsea are in Baltimore. Funny enough, I did not see them. I did not see them. Of all places. Like, okay. Well, they're coming to see Connor. So Connor has a facility. Again, don't know where in Baltimore. I'm going to assume Johns Hopkins, okay? So they're coming to town, and they find out that Connor has a setback that's derailing his progress. Personally, I think they need to get that boy out of that facility because he's going down a wrong path, and I'm not liking this because every time you turn around, Connor's getting a bad report or he's hurting himself or something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
I don't trust that facility. I said that from jump.
He was doing good. Of course, I don't know the full model of what he has, but it was so hopeful, and he was smiling, and it's like they don't want him to have a good time. Of course, like I said,
something's not right.
Something's not flowing right with me here. I don't know.
I feel so like, okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to do it. I know Josh Griffin is pulling the experience he had regarding his 26-year-old daughter. I think she's 26 years old because she also has OCD. But they didn't know that she had it until she was much older. Okay. I will say that if you're doing that, okay, I'm glad because, like I said, I am concerned about Connor's well-being. However, when it comes down to this facility, and every time we turn around, it's something negative, or the way that he's projecting himself is making me have red flags all around. This is where Candace has to do this, okay? I remember when Soap used to go hard with these storylines. And I feel as though right now, currently in today's world, we have gotten sensitive to a lot of things. And I understand that, especially when it comes down to children. However, these children are not the kids that we used to be growing up. We had the honor and privilege of having a childhood. Do you hear me, David, when I say that? We had a childhood. We was able to play, have a carefree, for some of us, a carefree environment. We were able to watch cartoons on television and not really have a sense of grown-up responsibilities in our lives, right? However, something has changed, and this is where Connor falls in. He had to be an adult while his mother was self-destructing. Okay? And Chelsea admitted to that. Also, at the same time, we have to think about Connor's family and the lifestyle that they lead, they have. Connor's family is messed up, like on both sides, Chelsea's side as well as Adam's side, right? Okay, we have to think that he's not a normal child, point blank, period, because Adam has said that. Now, when you go to a facility, and I'm going to draw on somebody else from the Young and the Russell family. When you go to a facility and there's problems on top of problems, they try to treat you, but sometimes there's a misdiagnosis, and sometimes the treatments do not work, or there is a quote-unquote out. I know everybody that's listening has heard me say this. I comparing it to the late Christophe St. John's son and the facility he was in. And I said in real time, I said, I hope Young and the Rustlers tread very lightly, but at the same time, go there. I don't need to see the boy cutting himself. Let me clear this up.
No, we don't need to.
This isn't like the show Degrassi, The Next Generation. Because if it was, trust and believe, if Young and the Rustlers was Degrassi, The Next Generation, all y'all will be calling CBS and saying for it to be canceled or some capability. Because for those who watch Degrassi literally, they has actually said this in their own show. It went there. Young and the Rustlers is still a protected soap, just like with all of these soaps. For some reason, they're very protected because of people will react to certain things. This is also the same show that had Paul Williams shoot his own son. Okay? I just want to clear this up. This is also the same show that had, somebody stabbed somebody, laced them up with LSD and stuff like that. Okay. With Connor, yes, he's a child, but he's going through a traumatic experience, and I would like to see more of that. But I knew that Shelby, that's what I call Joe. Okay, that's Josh's name, Joe Shelby. For those who don't know,
Joe Shelby.
Yeah, I said in real time, Connor's storyline is a setup for Adam and Chelsea to hook up. I said that in real time. So Adam and Chelsea are thinking about the good times, and they start drinking. And, well, we all know this. We all know what happens. They go ahead and they have sex.
One thing leads to another.
Yeah, or 3 times, depending on how many times they had it. But they decide not to tell Billy and Sally, who's back in D.C., on Billy's birthday. And they were going to come to surprise them. Yeah, surprise Adam and Chelsea. And, Adam and Chelsea are kind of like, well, we ain't going to say nothing. Here's the deal. To the Chelsea and Billy fans out there, to the Adam and Sally fans out there, really? Y'all really thought this was what happened? I'm going to tell you something. Well, let me clear this up right now. Adam and Sally coulda, shoulda, woulda been okay if Sally wasn't a carbon copy of Sharon and Chelsea. Or a Phyllis, like, in a sense. Chelsea and Billy, heck no. And we all know why.
Nothing?
No, because of Chelsea's past. Yeah, because of that. We can say on the show. Don't say going to do it. We'll say it. She raped the man. She raped him.
She raped the man.
So to me, right. So to me, that's a huge factor of why the Chelsea and Billy thing, in some of our eyes, did not work. Now you have Adam and Chelsea, and like I said, Chelsea is Adam ride or die. That's his ride or die.
No matter who's playing.
Right. So we got, if this is going to be the case, this is Adam 3.0 right now. I do want to see what happens because it's going to be a very interesting dynamic because, yeah, Billy, yeah, Sally, y'all really thought, okay. And I do not need Sally and Billy to hook up.
No, we don't need that.
So, okay.
I want something nice for Sally, though. I was pretty nice with Adam, but...
I mean, my whole thing is that I feel as though this is just me. I like Courtney Hope. Courtney Hope's been on the show. I think for me, her time on Young and the Rustlers has expired because I'm really trying to think of ways to put her, to me, she needs to go across the hall and go back to LA.
Down to the right.
Down to the right, down the stop. Yep. Studio 31? Yep. And with Billy...
I don't like to see anyone go, especially since she's made her mark. Yeah, I know.
She got to her when she made her mark the first time. Mm-hmm.
She can do it before she can do it again.
I mean, think about... Okay. And listeners to Take Two Radio, you guys let us know on our social media page what you think about this. Give us your answer on this. David, do you still just think about the Sally character, right?
Yeah.
Think about the current situation on Young and Restless and the current situation on Bold and Beautiful, okay?
Right.
Where would you be? Would you keep her on Young and Restless, or would you have her go over to Bold and Beautiful?
Oh, God.
Knowing the current situation.
Put her on Bold.
Right.
Would I put her back with Thomas? I don't know.
Nope. Okay, I'm going to help you out. Her being Sally and Bold and Young and Restless was a good idea on paper. And I think the follow-through of her character on this show was very delightful. Her and Adam, but then you went ahead and had her be like a Chelsea and a Sharon being caught between two brothers. You had her a vision of a company kind of put on hold and put on side a little bit, but she's trying to build it back up. She's going through a change in her life of losing a baby. Okay?
Yeah.
However, now, especially with Adam and Chelsea sleeping together, which, by the way, Chelsea better not be pregnant, by the way, my question is, what are you going to have her do? Now, if she was to come back into Bold and Beautiful, we got game. Because we do have Sally to either work for Forster Creations or step out on her own. We do have history between Thomas and Sally. Can you imagine Sally comes back and finds out that Thomas, like lusting after Hope and also now going to be with Paris? Come on now. Then we have the opportunity of, Sally and Finn, okay? But the biggest takeaway is Sally and Liam could hook up.
Yeah. Because he has no one right now.
Right. Or Carter.
Or Carter.
Mm-hmm.
God, that poor man. They got to give him somebody.
Nah, I kind of like the fact that Liam don't have nobody. Okay.
They gave him Katie for about 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him Quinn for about 4 seconds.
Yep.
They don't want him to have anybody.
So, but back on Young and Restless. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say is that Sally, yeah.
Maybe if she makes her own way back to Forrester with her designs and they take notice. Maybe something like that.
I know.
And she doesn't give Marchetti back, or Marchetti will take Sally, but they won't take Chelsea because they were. Something like that. Well, I'm saying Forrester will take an interest in Marchetti, but they'll take Sally and not Chelsea.
I'm just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. A lot.
So that's all. That is a lot right there. And what's interesting is how long that Adam and Chelsea can keep that secret, and who's going to find out first.
Again, no babies.
Right, we don't want a baby. That's the big thing on Soap Party last night, too. I heard you. I typed along with you. We don't want a baby.
But no, like, my whole thing is that I am interested to see what happens with this, but at the same time, I'm just like, woo, okay. Like, we'll see what happens. So, okay. So, then we got the situation. What do you think about that? About Hamilton Winters. Hamilton Winters is this number.
Just do something.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? I mean, pull it together, pull it apart, put it together, do something. If I was a little surprised, and maybe because, I wasn't watching closely, along the way, that Lily had this in mind all along.
Right.
And that surprised me because I didn't think she was with Nate and Devon on that, with Billy, but she wants him out as much as they do. But Jill put a little kink in their armor and decided to vote herself. So I don't know, Billy might be in for it. I don't know how they're going to get him out.
Hold on. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You can have Lily playing Billy, but my whole thing is that Billy, why do you want something so bad when you have your own company? Like, when I say your own company, you have your own family brand. You have Jabot. And if you don't have Jabot, you had something, you and Adam, and that was clipped on Russell South. Like, can we bring Russell South back? To me, my whole thing is that, okay, you want to, yeah, it's just a lot. I'm going to be honest, don't care.
You're with me
I feel
too
so
on that
this
one.
got to be it. Yeah.
Something's got to happen.
I mean, yeah, the fact that to me, you have it where Devon needs to start his own branch of a company. I don't know why they keep merging everything together. Nate and Audra needs to be over there with their company. And just have Billy, because Billy is going to tank this. But now everybody knows that Jill's sick, apparently.
Or is she?
Exactly.
I wonder if it's her own vehicle to get it. Make sure Billy does his thing.
So, okay. So now we have Victor versus Jet.
Again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jack says to Victor, stay away from my family because he found out that Kyle is kind of in cahoots with Victor. And
Kyle opened
and also Mike
too soon.
Right. Michael was telling Diane, you need to get out of this because Victor's only looking. Victor told Jack to stay away, and then asked Jack, "How do I know you're not high right now?"
Yeah, he doesn't trust him because of that incident, but who would? That was thoughtless. I was with Diane on that one. That was risky and thoughtless. I mean, anything can happen. And I'm surprised they didn't show that he got his dependency back.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with, because Kyle's got, and then you got Kyle and Claire. They kind of went out on I don't want to say a date, but it was a get to know you thing.
Yeah.
And we found out that each time we've seen Claire drink, you guys, has not been real alcohol because alcohol messes with your brain.
Right. So, iced tea?
Say again, David?
Iced tea? What do you think?
Okay. Here's the deal, young wrestler. Unless you were really going to do this, because I'm having faith in you. I said Claire is going to give me Lifetime Movie Network. And so far...
Oh, those type of creepy?
Yeah, you know those movies. You know the movies of the week, yup. Where you have this sweet, naive girl. She's been corrupted by somebody to do evil things, but underneath, she's really a sweetheart. And she gets the trust of a child, and then she works her way to the destroys the relationship with the person that she's with, which she's doing. Summer is livid. Okay?
Yeah. She may have the right to be that way.
Right. But she feels this certain way, like, she feels a couple of things regarding Claire. And Kyle's kind of falling for it. Now, about Claire, because here's the thing. I will say this. I know a lot of people are like, Claire is acting too much like a child. Well, we got to think about the mentality here. She is a child. She is one of those, again, she's a doll. She's been groomed. She's a perfect dolly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, they got
you know
her.
what she said? Right, like mentally. So, I'm like, that's interesting.
She's not all there.
But, right. And I think she has a tick-tick-boom.
Oh, yeah, I would put my money on that one. It's probably put in there by Jordan someplace.
I still say that's not Victoria Cole's daughter, though.
Mm.
Just Venmo me, and I'll give you all my ideas for this storyline, because you're not doing it right. Because I always say that we got to remember the DNA. Yeah, we got to remember that the DNA that was taken, the sample of that was from the brush. Remember, Jordan was brushed.
Yeah.
But she also was also brushing the doll's hair.
Oh Lord.
I'm just saying.
So maybe she is a. That would be.
Yep.
That would be something.
So.
That could be a sweepscake.
sleeps. Just do it. Just go ahead and blow it all up. But yeah,
maybe a little too trusting. The one thing, and I'm with a couple of the ladies from Soap Party on this one.
Mm-hmm.
They are so quick to judge Adam for this or that yet, but when it comes to Claire, she gets a pass.
Right, because of
more
her trauma.
so than not.
Mhm.
So if she does something, she can't help it. I can't stand that. I can't stand her doing that.
Yep.
I mean, look at Adam. He's come such a long way. A long way. Adam has worked. I've enjoyed the camaraderie and the bond that he and Nick have formed working together.
Mhm.
I like how he's putting Connor first above everything, even what he always wanted his father to do for him. I mean, that shows maturity there. Now, Claire,
right.
She's just starting out. She should get the same. She should have to grow with that. Now, they're going to say it wasn't her fault, but you can't blame Summer for feeling that way.
Exactly. So, like I said, they're making Claire too much of a, and that's why I say she's a Lifetime movie waiting to happen.
Mhm. I think I might have seen it too a couple times.
So, okay. Was there anything else on Young and Restless?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go to General Hospital because
because there's one thing that I was going to call in last night, Candace, during your GH, but I didn't get a chance to. But I can say it here.
Okay.
Okay. You know what the main concern was?
Yeah.
Why they're doing the same thing to Ava like they did with Nina. Even though I don't think Ava cares that she outed a bigot, and I don't think that wasn't her intention. I think Ava's intention, what they want to do, is basically going after Christina and Sonny. But
okay. Mm-hmm.
But they're doing this. There's a huge similarity. And we thought Nina was going to fall, and they were painting her in a corner. Now we see Ava's getting painted into that same corner.
Mhm.
I don't think. Well, we thought Cynthia was going to leave with all of that. I'm hoping Maura's not leaving because of this story.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say this, is that right now, because General Hospital, so we're real time right now as we're talking, General Hospital is off right now for a whole month of the July. They're off the whole month of July to get, things checked.
They usually take month off anyway. right?
Yeah, well, this year particularly, General Hospital has taken more dark days than they have in previous years. Without saying too much or giving away too much info, obviously we all know we're now in a new writing transition. This month is Elizabeth solo until further notice. I will say that. With this storyline of Blaze, that Natalia is out, said all this stuff. It was a very uncomfortable for a lot of people, because I saw on social media. I was paying very close attention to this. The sad reality is, it is 2024, and yes, there's people out there like that. Okay.
There is.
I will say that the companies and all those surrounding the individual that's in question, there's always a negative and there's always a positive and there's always the in between. Okay, you take a look at shows like Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy had to deal with that early on in their stages of the show. When you have a brand, now we got to remember, deception is supposed to be like and I said this last night because I'm like, General Hospital, you about to been paying some people here for this. You guys are saying deception is on the same market as Kim Beauty, a K Beauty, or a Fenty Beauty, which is Rihanna, or Beyonce and stuff like that.
Right.
So, this is a global brand that has now been rocked because a lot of their consumers, we got to think like that. When there's a spokesperson and we find out their political or their sexual, backing, as a consumer or even or a viewer of a TV show or movie, you're going to have an option or whatnot of either continuing to stay on with the brand or turn your back because of the beliefs that you believe in with it, right? Okay? Mm-hmm. We see it all the time. This is what Bold and Beautiful should have done a couple of years ago. If you would like to hear that interview with Jacob Young, if we was talking about that, make sure you check out Blog Talk Radio. So I like the fact that, everybody put their personal side, feelings into this. Like Maxie was like, well, we can just cancel all this, but, hey, I got bills to pay. We're going to stand by our client. We're not going to let this client go down because of their mother and whatnot. And, yes, there's mothers out there and fathers who is like Natalia, who's like, I just don't, da-da-da-da-da-da. The upset of this storyline, believe it or not, was Sonny.
Because he I don't know what, because he's not upset by it. Or he's not showing it. And he's keeping her company.
Right. So it's sort of kind of like, I just don't, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Because I do feel as though, I just don't get why they made Sonny in that limelight. Now, as far as backing Ava into a corner, around this time is contract negotiation time, so I don't know. We don't know anything. I will say that if this is, quote-unquote, the swan song of Ava, either we're going to have two things, who killed Ava or something. I just don't know what they're doing with Ava right now. It's kind of a puzzle. I love Mara West, but I do see them putting her into a corner where she has a lot of people that's kind of going after her a little bit. So
it is. And you want to know,
mm-hmm.
You want to know what is sad with Natalia is I don't understand that I would figure her to be more of a progressive individual and being able to swing with the times, and her staying in old school belief. I mean, she's a lot younger. I know Well, because my own family. Well, I don't know. The thing is, I would expect her to. I was hoping she'd be more progressive, but maybe I go back and see it, and it's the first time she's seen, or she's always felt that way about the gay people.
Mhm.
I know. It's very troubling for me to explain about her, saying I can't help feel, but I feel. And then I love Alexis's retaliation. Says yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out with this. I feel as though, okay. One, General Hospital, you have a couple of issues, obviously, that's going on right now with the show. And one of them is you do not know how to utilize certain people on your show the way that they're supposed to be or whatnot. I will say this. When I found out Eva LaRue was coming to the show, the first thing I say is, please do not waste her. And I understand. I get it. Writing transitions means certain things. Especially when you have an outline for a character or whatnot, you have a direction to go to. Do I believe that Eva LaRue was supposed to play this type of character? No, I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel as though...
You really don't think that was the intention?
I don't think that was the intention. I think she was supposed to be a concerned mother, but I don't think it was to this point. I will still say that I had this hunch, I had a feeling, I don't know, that she was connected to Pikeman for some reason. Because of her being all around Sonny, like her, getting into Sonny's orbit. I feel as though this is very, when I say that there's people out there like this, at the same time I have to think, okay, this is a soap here. She's not a Lily Walsh. She's not a Sammy Brady. She's not a Sonny or Alexis. And the reason I'm calling those names out is because, or Opal. The reason I'm saying these names is because when, like, Christina first came out, she was more concerned about her father than her mother, okay? When Luke came out on As the World Turns, Lily was not really receptive. Same thing with Sammy.
No, she wasn't.
So the thing is that I think, again, it's been a slow build, and both actresses, because people had to warm up to Kate as Christina, obviously, and also with the young lady that plays Blaze, who did an excellent Instagram video this past weekend about representation matters. She's definitely coming to her own. I like how they actually let her have that moment of addressing it. But, again, the question is, what was y'all thinking with Sonny? Because it's like, okay, Ava was the one who did all this, yeah. But she's not the one who was saying it. Yeah. Sonny, your daughter is involved in this. So, yeah. I don't get it, but...
I don't.
So,
it's awful. He must want something from her. Unless he... I don't know. I am perplexed. I mean, Ava outs a vile, bigoted woman, inadvertently or on purpose, and she gets blamed for it. I mean, we've already, yelled at the messenger at one occasion on another story, but I don't know if there's a point. I'm waiting for Natalia to see her Hail Mary, I missed Friday, so I know Christina had a nice. Tell me about Christina.
Well, she was just pretty much. She was just pretty much saying that. I didn't see it at all.
I missed it all.
Basically, she was just saying about Blaze. She was like, "How could you say this about your daughter?" Da 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 da. All that stuff.
She went off on her pretty good.
Yeah. So, but we'll see what happens. We got to kind of go. But the other thing that happened on Joe Household is Jason and Carly did talk. Jason did tell Carly, the sacrifice that he made, obviously. Then he said, then he told Carly that, he had to do this because if not, her children will not have a mother, around anymore. And said she'll be to jail. Carly was like, you could have told me this and I would have figured it all out. And so then Carly told Jocelyn what Jason has done for her. Okay, let me just say this right now. Steve Burton, I like you. The Jason storyline has been the epic fail of the year. I'm sorry. This is just me. This is my opinion. I also have to take away that
this merit and it lost.
Huh? Yeah,
it had merit to begin with.
No, it really didn't, to be honest. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. We all know that there was an original. This was not the original story. This wasn't the original story. Dan and Chris did have one, and it never made it to light of day. Okay. We know this story has been edited. We know it's been retooled, reshaped, reused, all that jazz. That's not the problem. The problem is that you literally, and when I say this, I like Carly. You guys, okay, I like Carly. I like Jason. I know the history of Jason and Carly. The problem is that this return, the reason he's been gone for 2.5 years away from his own kids, who have grown up, the reason that he's been away from his family is because of Carly. You making it too hard, GH. We get it. You are banging us upside our heads. We get it. Jason and Carly, ride or die. We get it. The Holy Trinity. But I can't say the Holy Trinity because for some reason, and you did it, and I can't believe I'm about to say it, you actually managed to take Sonny out of this. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. This
might be the best spot.
No, I'm not saying that's the right. It's just when you think of Jason's return, you do think of the Holy Trinity, which is Sonny, Carly, and Jason. But the fact that you've isolated Sonny, which I never thought I would ever see, ever, it's astonishing. But other than that, I mean, yeah.
That was probably one of the better things they did with it, is keep him out of it.
Well, the best thing is the kids. Is Jake and Danny. We got that going. Okay, real quick, did you see today's episode
of GH? Not all of it.
Okay.
I had to leave right when Drew walked into that room with Willow, and I left. And I came back just before the show started, so.
Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Oh, please don't tell me they did it. Did they?
Do you want me, yes or no?
Go ahead.
Okay. Last week, we found out that Drew is going to take that Senate seat because the other guy, he dying, y'all. Okay.
Yep.
So
Congress.
Drew decided to officially change his name from Drew Kane to Drew Quartermain. Woo! Woo!
And Tracy's happy.
Well, she didn't even know that boy was Quartermain. So, yeah, you know that. So anyway, so today, Drew is doing the whole kissing caboodles, kissing babies, and all that stuff. And there was a certain young lady who felt, like she needed to say something. So, we have Willow. Hey, girl. She was talking to him and saying that she was very proud of him and that if there's anything that she could do to help, she's, going to be right there. And Drew said, I appreciate that. And, I need people like you to be in my corner. And so then Willow said, I just don't want you to really, the only sad part is I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave Port Charles because I'll miss you. And Drew said, and I will miss you too. And then the next thing you know, Willow goes ahead and kisses Drew. Yes, she did.
She did it first.
But wait. There's more, David. Spoiler alert for those who didn't see it, but now I told y'all. Hold up. Wait.
Keep going.
So we got fireworks in the background. Okay. So they're kissing and everything. And guess who walked and saw them?
Sasha?
Yup. Because of the promo.
Lord have mercy.
So Willow.
I saw the promo that Sasha saw something, but that's. Oh.
So Willow is now in the distinct category of you just kissed your uncle-in-law while being married to his nephew, and also Drew, you have now gone ahead and you have now gone into the mother-daughter realm because you hooked up with Nina, but you're kissing Willow.
Oh,
politics.
What a way to go into politics.
Yep. Vote for Drew Quartermain.
I thought she'd do it after he got elected.
Nah.
But they're not waiting.
So we got scared already. If Danielle Frazier for Forever Today was on General Hospital right about now, this would be good for her. This would be good for her image. Okay.
This is up her line.
So this is right up her line. Right up her line. Okay. So that was it for General Hospital. But we got to quickly go to Bold and Beautiful real quick. Big story of the day is Thomas and Paris are back. Thomas and Paris are together. Thomas and Paris are getting married, and Hope is not happy about it. And also, Tom said
that doesn't. I'm trying to make sense of all those people who were there. And I'm sure it's going to come. When I first saw it, I didn't think anything. Who are these people in there anyway?
It's a good concert. I enjoyed it. You didn't like the song?
There's Lee and Jack and Justin.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, well, right now we don't know what relationship Tom has with any of them. It doesn't look like he knew who they were.
I will say this. Clint Howard, guest performer nominee for next year's Emmys, because that's seriously what a guest performer does, one.
Right.
Two, I like the fact that it went out like that because, okay, so we got this juicy secret that Poppy has with this guy, allegedly saying this is Luna's daddy, right? Okay. We have the fact that Sheila kind of was iffy about this guy. Then you do have Deacon and Justin and Jack. Hey, guys, what's up?
And
then
Lee.
You have Jack and Lee, and their little, again, Ted King was gone for a whole year. It was just like he was there, like, literally, like, they picked up real quick. I love when they do that. So you have this mystery. Okay, I like it because our number one suspect is Sheila. Because Sheila's trying to be, I don't want to say redeemed, but she is actually probably going to be innocent in this because it was a drug traced into his drink. So somebody must have done it. You got Poppy over there looking suspicious. I mean, like, everybody was trying to look at.
Yeah, I thought maybe she put the mints in the drink.
I think we're going to find out because we did get a flashback. Bo, you're wrong for those flashbacks, Bo. And we do know that she really was like a hippie, like she was a follower, she was a groupie. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. But we do know that we can say this. Bill is not the daddy. We kind of told y'all that from jump. Also, real quick, Bill and Katie.
And I don't think he cares. Either way, he loves her anyway.
But we know Bill. We know how Bill goes. What did you think about the Bill and Katie stuff?
I thought it was very nicely done.
Mhm.
Yep, and Poppy, I saw Poppy watching, and I think, well, I don't think she has anything to worry about. She just got, her nose rubbed the wrong way because she wants to be the only one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Poppy's problem. She wants it at all, and she don't want to share with anybody. But, she can't have it both ways because he and Katie have a history.
I'm just like, what was I going to say? I like the fact that, and I said this last night, Bill is telling Katie everything that Katie needed to hear. The sad part is because of Katie and Bill's past, and also because Katie, and this is a character thing too, she's never been the one to believe that. Like, she's always been second fiddle to Donna and to Brooke. And Donna too. So it's like Bill's going to have to do a lot of, begging and pleading and showing that, especially when Poppy is exposed. And here's the thing. In a couple of weeks, Chet Morrow, Joshua Morrow's son, will come on as Will. This is going to be good. So we'll see how Will shakes Katie and Bill up a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as Poppy is enjoying her luxury of life. And I said it just like that. Because she's a con artist.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
She's a walking sunflower.
Yeah, sunshine, all right. Yeah, sunflowers. Okay. So speaking of flowers, I guess we need to get a bouquet for a wedding because Thomas and Paris are getting married. Your thoughts?
I thought that was pretty senseless of him to propose to Hope right there. And says, okay, I'll do it a third time. And what did he want her? What would he have done if she had said yes on that?
Mm-hmm.
He was just pulling her. He's just yanking her chain.
Exactly.
I think he was yanking her chain, and I can't say he's really over her. That's too short a time. I am with Hope on this one, and It's too soon. I mean, I don't know anyone who does it that fast. I guess it's only on television, but it's too fast. I don't buy it. I don't.
I mean,
it's nice having Diamond back, but I don't buy it.
Like I said, to me, Thomas is still playing mind games.
Yeah.
And I think that's the disheartening fact that he still believes that he's not doing anything wrong. My whole thing is, first and foremost, why you have Douglas calling Paris mama is too soon. Paris, you got a stake in this. You better have a stake in this, because the first thing I heard you say was talking about, well, I know what my father did to you guys. Okay, so, but Paris, you also know Thomas. Don't act this is brand new. You know how he did you, how he did Zoe. You know how he did, you know, other people, including you, Paris. This isn't the first go-around with you and him. Also, Paris, you was just in a particular spot not too long ago when you was going to get married to Carter, and Carter picked Quinn over you. So, to me, Paris, you better have a stake in this, because if you're being played like an idiot, I'm not going to talk to you for a while. Hope said the right thing. Yep. She's in love with him and can, you know, be with him. But as far as marriage goes, look, she had just gotten out of a marriage. You do not ask somebody literally. I mean, you do. Some people do. But, Thomas, you asked that girl, like, seriously, 42 hours after the ink didn't even dry yet. You asked her again. Then you, like, saying, you know, like, what is your obsession with marriage and
we got
babies?
a minute, Candace.
So that's my question of the week. Let's find out what happens in 2 weeks on Born the Beautiful and on Take Two Radio. Everybody be safe.
And we'll see you in 2.
Yep.
Be safe,
bye,
everybody. Thank you, Candace.
Goodbye.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.